I'm Andy Cato, I'm the tall half of Groove Armada. I'm sitting by a Miami beachfront at the minute, but most of the time I spend my time in Europe making tunes, DJing and touring with our live band. My relationship with Ibiza goes back a long way. It's the 20th anniversary year this year. I went there first in 1988. Didn't know where I was going and went to a 1830 package hotel in San Antonio, which was quite an education. But yeah, since then I've just gone back and all the stuff you hear about the place being special it just gets more and more apparent to me the more time I spend there. You know, I found out just recently that there's something about the soil in Ibiza which means that nothing which can hurt mankind can survive there. There's mad things about the place, apart from obviously the music and the beautiful countryside and the bars and the food and all the rest of it. So for me it's like a second home, and I can never imagine not spending a large part of the summer there. Well, I think for me the uniqueness about Ibiza experience is, you know, there's untold things that have gone on there from like the Manumission Motel days to you know, the most recent time I was there. There's something about the place where evenings always take an unexpected turn. If you go with it, it just gets weirder and weirder, usually in a good way. But yeah, I mean, the first time I went there as a DJ, the Manumission Motel was in full swing, and we were DJing every night in the basement. There was just, you know, all the girls from the show were walking around, mainly naked. And there was a memorable moment where I was over a bathtub with two girls with nipple piercings dyeing my hair purple. When my mum rang, I didn't take the call obviously, but yeah, the fatal mistake I made in buying the purple hair dye was where I thought it said 6 washes, it said 6 weeks. So I spent quite a long time as a purple punk. The Mambo connection, yeah, I don't know, because when I first went to Ibiza on the 1830 week, the first place we went to, me and my mate, was down to what was then a totally undeveloped piece of shoreline. Just sat on the rocks, had a spliff and watched the sun go down, which actually is where Mambo is now, which is kind of weird, 20 years later to be playing records there in the same spot. But yeah, just over the years I got to know Javier and his sons, and it's that classic combination of the modern side of Ibiza where you get wicked music, wicked views of the sun, mixed with the fact that he's, you know, well, he's not an Ibizan, he's a Basque countryman, but he's a local bloke and his sons are born and bred there, and they've got that proper connection to the island. You know, there's something kind of real about it, and I like the fact that you find those two things in the same place. Oh, I've played hundreds of sunsets at Mambo, probably not hundreds, but I mean, must be close to 100 by now. And yeah, you know, I started doing them as part of the pre-party thing, doing it because, you know, if you play here, you're expected to do that. And just loved it, and to the point where last summer I was just turning up, you know, kind of most Sundays and just doing it because I wanted to, you know. And what I like about it is that it's not just a sunset thing where you get to play this massive range of music, but it's the bit after it, and it's getting that moment where the sun disappears and the house music kicks in, which is why I wanted to do 2 CDs if I was going to do the Mambo thing, because it is 2 sides of the coin. And that first hour after the sun goes down, you get that deep, throbbing, groovy house thing where it's just like welcome to the night, you know, and it's the switch from one to the other, which is special. Yeah, the plan with the Mambo compilation came about talking to Javier last year after one of the sunsets towards the end of the summer, and I just said to Javier, I really want to capture what's going on here, and you have to make a few changes because you can't do all the kind of bootleggy stuff that I do there because of the legal side, but you can totally get things together to capture the spirit of the thing. And so yeah, you know, the down-tempo stuff, everything from like J.J. Cale, Magnolia, which is one of the most beautiful love songs of all time, to Morgan King, I'm Free. I was friends with Morgan King years ago. I think he lives in a monastery now, as far as I'm aware, but at the time he was making amazing Balearic music, you know. And on the house side, it's about that early evening thing where you switch the house and it just goes deep and locks in, you know, and you just get that real groove that just never lets you go. Yeah, there's a particular, well, every track that I've chosen really has either got memories or associations, you know, whether it's just from moments at kind of parties and villas or clubs or whatever. But I remember when I was there in, I think it was 1990, it might have been 91, and I went to the old space terrace when the planes would come over so low they almost took your head off with the wheels, particularly when you're 6'8". But there was a tune or a moment there closing it one night where I was on the dance floor, and there was Joe Smooth, Promised Land, which was pretty special to start with, and then the last tune of the night was Last Rhythm, which for me is one of the all-time classic moments of house music, and whenever I hear that tune I'm just right back there for a few minutes and don't really want to be anywhere else. Yeah, I mean, I think as the years go on, I can't ever imagine not being in Ibiza regularly. You know, people do things which don't help. They build motorways and they build more and more hotels, and they try and take more and more money out of it, but there's something special there which just is unchanging, and I think it's a place where the more you put in, the more you get back. The more you sort of take turns down roads which have no signs and just explore, and the more you speak to people who live there, then yeah, every year it's just a treasure trove. So as long as I'm alive and kicking, I shall be there.